Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out here for you. We've got reports that U.S. bases across Europe are on high alert right now amid possible terrorist threats. They have raised their alert level to Force Protection Condition Charlie on Sunday, which indicates that there is a imminent threat, a terrorist threat or attack that could happen at a U.S. military base on personnel or facilities. So this is very big news. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but clearly the United States military is worried about some sort of active threat that could happen here on U.S. bases in Europe. So we know right now that the U.S. is involved heavily with what Israel is doing right now down in Gaza, and also the potential war that's going to break out here between Hezbollah and Israel any moment. And it looks like a lot of eyes and attention is being directed towards that region in the Middle East. We've got tons of reports that Iran is starting to send lots of air defense units, weapons, rockets, missiles, everything over towards Lebanon right now. We had reports as well that the IDF is conducting multiple airstrikes all over Lebanon. Also, they just got attacked this morning on the northern side of Israel by drones. We had like nine IDF troops that were injured in this attack, and then there was a response from Israel soon after that with airstrikes in Lebanon. So things are heating up down there quite a bit, and I don't know if this has something to do with this. It probably does, but who knows? But we know right now there's a lot of tension throughout all these wars right now, even over in Ukraine. I just reported that this morning. Ukraine got hit heavily by glide bombs launched from Russia just in the last 24 hours. And also, Ukraine is in talks right now with their Western allies to get some permission to start striking Russian air bases much further than they're able to right now. They're able to attack somewhere like a few hundred kilometers inside of Russia, but they need to be able to attack much deeper than that to go after these airfields that are launching these attacks onto Ukraine. So there's just so much information coming out right now with all these wars and everything happening. And, we could possibly see some sort of event happen here very soon, considering that the United States is on high alert across Europe. And this could potentially draw the United States into some war over here, either in the Middle East or maybe in Eastern Europe. Who knows what's going to happen here? But I've got a couple things I want to show you here today. First, I just want to show you this real quick. This is on X from Nick Sorter. It says, Justin, the threat level at U.S. military bases in Germany, Italy, Romania, and Bulgaria have been raised to Charlie, which means an imminent threat of terrorism. This is the highest threat level in at least 10 years. Okay, and it says, here we go. So hopefully nothing happens, but here's like a little chart that shows the different levels of threat. So normal being like no known enemy threat or threat. Alpha is possible threat of terrorist activity. Bravo is increased and predictable threat of terrorism. This is where we are at right now on Charlie, imminent threat of terrorism. So something could be going down here very soon. So the U.S. military bases are on very high alert right now. And Delta would obviously be localized specific terrorist or threat or attack. Terrorist threat or attack, excuse me. So yeah, obviously some sort of imminent threat is happening here right now with these U.S. bases across Europe, and they're obviously concerned about something happening. So we'll have to see if anything does happen over the next couple of days. But apparently, this was issued over the weekend with this heightened alert. Okay, so let me show you this here as well. This is originally from CNN, but it's on Yahoo News. Several U.S. military bases in Europe on heightened alert amid possible terrorist threat. So this just coming out today, June 30th, 2024. And it says here, several U.S. military bases across Europe were put on heightened state of alert over the weekend, with the level of force protection raised to its second highest state amid concerns that a terrorist attack could target U.S. military personnel or facilities, according to two U.S. officials. The bases, including the U.S. Army garrison in Stuttgart, Germany, where U.S. European Command is headquartered, raised their alert level to Force Protection Condition Charlie on Sunday, the officials said. The status applies when an incident occurs or intelligence is received indicating some form of a terrorist action or targeting against personnel or facilities is likely, according to the U.S. Army. One of the U.S. officials who is stationed at a base in Europe told CNN they haven't seen this threat level in at least 10 years and said it usually means the military has received an active, reliable threat. So yeah, they got some sort of intelligence that proves that there could be some sort of attack on U.S. personnel across bases in Europe. So they're definitely concerned right now. Asked about the shift, a spokesperson for U.S. European Command, Commander Dan Day, declined to comment on specific force protection levels, but he told CNN that U.S. EUCOM is constantly, assessing a variety of factors that play into the safety of U.S. military community abroad. As part of that effort, we oftentimes take additional steps to ensure the safety of our service members. For operational security reasons, we will not get into specific measures, but we remain vigilant. Day added that U.S. EUCOM constantly monitors the security environment to ensure its personnel are informed and best postured to assure the safety of their individual person, family, and loved ones. As always, U.S. EUCOM advises personnel in European theater to remain vigilant and stay alert at all times. So something I want you to get you to understand here is obviously if a U.S. base comes under attack, this could definitely draw either the United States into a major war, or it could at least at the very minimum it could push the U.S. to respond heavily to whatever this attack is. Okay, we just saw this happen in Jordan back early this year. Towards the beginning of this year, there was an attack in northeastern Jordan on a U.S. military base. This is when hundreds of attacks were happening on bases, all within a span of like 3 months in the Middle East. These were U.S. bases in Iraq, Syria, places like that, and this base got hit by a drone, and there was I think there was 3 U.S. service members that were killed and like 40 others that were wounded. It was a massive attack. This drone had landed in the living quarters of the base when people were there resting and sleeping, and that's why we had so many injuries here, and 3 people unfortunately that were killed in this attack. So right after that happened, that's when the U.S. launched massive strikes all over the Middle East using B-52 bombers that flew all the way from the United States. So it was a very massive hit in the Middle East, targeting multiple Iranian-backed groups. So this was a show of force to say, don't do this to us ever again, or we'll continue this, and then the attack ceased. So it will obviously be a major response if U.S. troops get attacked here. It is not clear what intelligence triggered the heightened security, but European authorities have warned of a potential terror threat on the continent, especially ahead of the Paris Olympics in July and during the current European Football Championships in Germany. The German government brought in 580 international police officers to assist with security alongside German officers. Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said, ahead of the tournament, we are preparing ourselves for all conceivable dangers, from Islamist terror to violent criminals and hooligans. France has also prepared for the possibility of a potential terror threat to the Olympic Games, which begin in just under a month. Since March, France has raised its national security alert system to the highest level, according to U.S. Embassy in France. French authorities actively monitor terrorist threats from organized groups and radicalized individuals, the embassy said. Attacks may happen with very little or no warning, targeting tourist locations, major sporting and cultural events, and other public areas that attract large numbers of civilians. Regarding this, I just have to say, if you're out and about in public and you're heading to areas that are even public areas that have lots of people around you, just keep your eyes peeled and be very, very careful here, because we've been talking about this for a very long time now. There's lots of threats even in the United States, considering that the southern border is open. Just be very careful when you go out in public, and especially if you're in areas that have large numbers of people. Obviously, these are the areas that the terrorists will target if they plan to perform any type of acts like this. But clearly, there's something big happening in Europe right now, and the U.S. is concerned about this. And that's all I have to really say, is just be very careful, okay? Keep your eyes peeled, and if you're physically able to do this safely and legally, I highly recommend carrying some sort of self-defense tool with you to protect yourself and your family if you're able to do it safely and securely. But anything can obviously happen, right? But just be very careful out there, because you never know. Right now, there's definitely lots of threats of this. There's terrorist attacks happening all over the place. There was just some that happened in Russia just the other day as well. So there's a lot of people in the world right now that are very upset with the things that are happening in the Middle East, and and just throughout the entire world in general. Okay, we've got wars breaking out all over the place, so we're definitely not in a time of peace right now. We're in a time of turmoil, and a lot of people are very upset and angry, and this may force some people to do some things they wouldn't normally do. So definitely keep your eyes peeled and just be careful out there. But that's going to be it for this update. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell, that way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.